5 traits that a man deeply desires in a woman. Hi, I'm Antia, founder and creator of the Magnetize Your Man Method. And look, if you are new to my channel, comment, like, and subscribe so you get notified for more helpful and juicy videos coming your way. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Trait number 5 is imperfection. There is the saying that we admire perfect people, but we fall in love with imperfect people. And why is that? Because that actually creates trust. You see, he knows that there's no way you can be perfect. He knows that certainly he is not perfect. So it puts him a little bit at ease. And again, it also creates and promotes authenticity and transparency between the two of you. That, of course, allows him to be more intimate with you, to connect more with you, and so on. To give you an example, when I met my husband, Brody, I was anything but perfect. And I was a hot mess on wheels. But the cool thing was I was really actually owning my own imperfections. Like when he thought I was goofy, or when he thought like, wow, that was really interesting statement you just made, he was like really enjoying it. And as a matter of fact, when you watch some of our older videos, so many times I didn't know what to really say because I'm originally from Germany and I may have not known the English translation for that word. So I would just use how you say that in German, and it would so not make any sense in the US. So funny. And he would just bounce off that. So he loved that imperfection because he knew, oh, I'm dealing with Antia. I'm not dealing with another woman. So that actually gives him like that signature, that frequency of who you really are. Which leads me to trait number 4, which is courage to range. You see, he wants to see all of you. He wants to see the sad part, the soft part, the collapsed part, the helpless part. But he also wants to see your range, and he wants to see your fire, and he wants to see your anger, and he wants to see your rage. And that, of course, liberates tremendous amounts of life force energy that then, of course, liberates enormous amount of passion, excitement for life, ecstasy. That, of course, increases tremendously attraction. You see, think about it this way. Why do you think the best brands in the world are the most polarizing? Polarity is the most attractive. So if you allow yourself to be courageous, to be willing to be inappropriate, or to get over your fear to be too needy, or to be rude, or to take up too much space, being too much, too bright, too bold, you will be rewarded with the attention, the love, the affection, and ultimately deep connected, intimate relationship with your man. Why? Well, because he actually feels like he's going to be embodied when he was talking to you. Like he's being reminded, oh, I have some anger inside of myself. Oh, I have some sadness inside of myself. And so on. So he's going to experience a shift in perspective, a shift in emotions, a shift in mindset inside of himself. And he will want more of that. So speaking of the courage to range, if you haven't taken my free Magnetize Your Man Masterclass, then I invite you to hop on over to go to mymclass.com, where I actually break down the 3 main keys that help you to attract the right man for you. So let's go ahead and hop on into number 3, which is he wants to be seen. Now, what I mean by that is that he wants to know that you mean him, that you're not just looking for a husband and you're just putting him into that role, or you're not just looking for a boyfriend who fills in all your needs and your void of being alone, but he wants to know that you mean him. Now, how can you accomplish that? First of all, notice if you put him on a pedestal. If you put him on a pedestal, he already knows that you don't see him. He already knows that what you do is you project your deep desires onto him, which makes him feel extremely unsafe. It gives him the feeling that he can't really be who he really is, because he's going to fall off the pedestal and you're going to break up with him. So he's going to lose respect for you because you already decided who he is without taking your time to get to know him. Now we're talking a lot about the 6 masculine archetypes that my husband, of course, developed over the years. And what I find over and over again with the women that I work with in my program is that oftentimes they see maybe the expression of one archetype. Right? So maybe they see the warrior. It's a really hardworking guy, and he's handsome, and he's accomplished. And when I say, well, what about how's the little boy? Are they embodied? Do you feel a wild man? Is that right? Like, do you really see him? Like, because then he's going to start trusting you, because you should take your time. You should not assume that he is the one from the get-go. I have a girlfriend right now, and she already decided that he's the one. She's already like on an accelerated path. Like, she already decided that she wants to marry him, and so on, right? Without taking the time to really get to know him. And that, of course, makes him feel unsafe. So make sure you take this man off the pedestal. Along with that goes number 2, radical honesty. So he can smell if you want to be liked, if you edit your sentences, if you edit your answers and your emails and your texts and all of that because you want to be liked, because you want to get approval from him. He can smell if you focus more on him than you focus on yourself, then you focus on your truth, then you focus on your voice. And that, of course, is highly unattractive. Because for one, it becomes extremely mundane. It becomes extremely predictable for him, uninteresting. And that's what we mean with, like, you're not, quote unquote, a challenge. But it's not about that you work hard to become a challenge. The reality is, when we are true to ourselves, we're naturally a challenge. And he is a challenge to you too. Why? Because we're coming from totally different backgrounds. We totally come from different mindsets, from different values, from different character structures and constitutions and wounds that we have picked up on. But if you're radically honest with him, even like from the first date, and it can look as simple as, hey, I'm noticing something. Can I be honest with you? Now, what I'm noticing is you were just talking about your grandma, and now you're talking about this bear. So funny that I'm thinking about this. I'm not following how that's connected. So you were radically honest. You were like, you made this jump, and I didn't really understand where you're going. So radical honesty doesn't always have to be intense. It can feel intense for you because you don't want to interrupt the man, because you feel impolite, inappropriate, rude, selfish, and so on. And that's, of course, what you're then invited to, of course, overcome. Now, this and more we're going to discuss in my free Magnetize Your Man Facebook group. So if you haven't joined already, 4,000 of amazing single women just like you who struggle with trust issues, attracting emotionally unavailable men, are part of the party, asking and answering questions every single day. So that is mymfbgroup.com. And then lastly, number 1 is the man wants to get inspired. Right? I should have said be inspiring. And again, this is more about like growing beyond yourself. How can you surprise yourself? You see, if you feel like you can predict yourself, chances are the man can too. If you never surprise yourself, if every day is the same day, then guess what? Then he's going to experience the same monotony, of course, with you as well. But what if you just told yourself, every day, I'm getting better and better. And what that, of course, entails is, just what would that entail? Just a little bit something, just getting up 5 minutes earlier, doing some stretches. Or maybe you just walk, like we have this loop that we walk in the neighborhood, and now we just literally just reverse the loop. We just like started at the end where we always start at the beginning. So you can do something like this. You can eat lunch at a different time. Break up your routine. Do something different. For example, I'm about to actually get takeout for lunch today because normally we have delivered food deliveries. And I was like, let's do something different, right? Like I'm gonna pick something. What do you really want? What do you really desire? Not like by default what's in the refrigerator, but what do you really want? So this and more you can do to inspire him, surprise him, because you're taking a risk, you're doing something different, you expand yourself, you explore, you experiment, and that of course is highly attractive. So my question for you is, what do you think men deeply desire? Comment below as well. Would love to hear from you. And if you haven't taken my free Magnetize Your Man quiz, hop on over to magnetizeyourman.com and let's see how I can support you on your journey. Ladies, this is it for today. Much love to you, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.